everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope today finds you doing well. Today I want to talk to you about writing spells. Now, anybody can go out there and grab a book and open it up and go, I'm going to do this spell. I need these 20 candles and da-da-da-da-da, or whatever, okay? But that spell that's written was written by or for the person that wrote it. What is their intention? What was their situation? What was all of these things when they got ready to do that spell? Or is it just a bunch of mumbo jumbo that they wrote down? You really don't know. So what you always want to do is personalize it. First, you want to read over it and over and over it and make sure that there's no little loopholes, something that can be misinterpreted, because we always want to be very, very specific in everything we do. Now, I've heard some people out there go, well, don't be too specific because then keep you from getting it. Well, yes and no. Saying I want a dark blue car, not a medium blue car, but everything else fits, it's still blue, okay? So, some things are not quite, that specific, but you do have to be specific. I want money. Okay, do you think a bag of money is going to fall out of the sky for you? No. So we have to be more specific on how to get it. I need that raise, or I need that job, or, whatever it is, okay? So it's really important to be specific. It's really important, and it's good to use other spells until you learn how to write your own, unless you just happen to be a person great with words. So it's fine to take one, but find a way to change something in it that makes it personal to you, and make sure that it still reads correctly. Make sure when you read over it, no little hairs stand up on the back of your neck, with a warning, okay? So then, that's what we have to do in using those. But the first thing you're going to do in spell work is you have to have a goal. All right. Why am I going to do a spell? There is a goal there. My goal is to get a raise. Okay. So we have our need, and then we have our goal. All right. So our need says, I need more money. Our goal is, I need to get a raise, or I need a better paying job. All right, so now we're going to set our intention to what it is, and be, very focused on what that entails. Okay, so that way okay, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I need, and this is what I'm going to do to get there. Also, you want to be realistic. Don't go, I want a $20 an hour raise when you make $15, okay? That's not really going to happen. Be realistic in your goal. I mean, yes, it is fine to put an amount, but be realistic. You don't want a 3-cent raise, all right? But you want something that's realistic. What is a realistic raise for where you work? 50 cents an hour, $1 an hour, whatever it is. But, be realistic in this. But focus. So I want the best raise that I can get at this job. Okay? That's an easy way to put it. Because if you don't know what kind of raises they can give, then the best raise I can get. That works, right? Okay, so the next thing is, how am I going to do this? All right. By the way, I hope you're writing this down in your journal. All right, so what method am I going to use? Am I going to burn a 7-day jar candle? Am I going to burn 40 candles, like the spell says? What method am I going to use? Am I going to make a jar? Am I going to make a money jar, a drawing jar, or whatever? What method for this spell work are you planning on using? So you need to figure this out. This is your outline. It'd be really simple to make you an outline on a piece of paper so that you can then fill in the blanks, okay, for each of these things. So now we got to figure out what our method is. Once you know your method, then, what all ingredients are going to go into this method. Are you going to dress a candle? Or are you simply going to have herbs out? Are you going to have herbs mixed in your incense? Whatever, okay? So figure out what all ingredients that you need for this spell. If you're going by one in a book, what all does it list are your ingredients? What else do you want to use to personalize it? Now, if you're using herbs, be sure and be careful. Make sure that however you're using them, they're safe for you to use, for one thing. And make sure that they're truly for that intent. I have seen spells out there, and I think I've told y'all about one. They're doing a banishing, and it called for lavender, when lavender is an attractant or something for calming. How are you going to use that for banishing? So look up the herbs in that spell. Make sure the person knows what the heck they're talking about to put it in there. Because there's a lot of books out there, people put all kinds of crap. It don't really matter. Certain social medias have crap, and it's just that. So, research things before you do it. That is so important. Okay, think of all the possibilities when you're writing a spell, using a spell from somewhere else, personalizing it. Make sure that nothing can be misinterpreted. This is so important. Never leave up to interpretation to the powers that be that may be helping you with that spell. Never. Okay? It can get you into all sorts of trouble. Always make sure that, it is very specific to where nothing that's trying to help you has to go, does she mean this or does she mean that? Probably this, but maybe I want to have fun today. We're going to give her that. All right. We don't want any of that stuff. Okay. So this is the other reason for being specific. All right. We don't leave anything up to interpretation or misinterpretation. Okay. So very important. Back to the written part of the spell, because this has to be written down, whether you're writing it yourself or you're getting it from somewhere else, which until you learn to write them, it's good to start off with something else. And as I said, personalize it. Okay. Some spells, the chant that goes with it rhymes. And those a lot of times are easier to say because they flow. Now, it does not have to be 20 sentences long or lines long. It may be 4 or 5, doesn't really matter, as long as it gets to the point and it says it. But, roses are red, violets are blue, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so yes, a lot of times rhyming helps you to remember it and say it, and it rolls off the tongue a lot better. Then the roses are purple and okay, so, things just, need to flow. So it doesn't really matter if it rhymes or not, as long as it is something that you can speak well, because you're going to say things out loud. You're going to have it written. It may be attached to the candle, maybe under the candle, it may be burned, it may be whatever, okay? But it's going to be written down, and you're going to then speak it aloud. Do not do a spell where you're going, okay, and it's going over in your head. No. Speak it. You want your words and that sound to echo out, all right? And you always want to repeat it at least 3 times, okay? The general rule, 3, 6, 7, or 9, depending on the type of spell that it is. But at least 3 times. And with each time, you build intensity. It's kind of like I taught you about the cleansing chant. You're going to start off this, and then it's going to go here, and then you're going to be really confident, so it's going to go here. All right, you're going to ride out there. All right, and this is what you want to do. It's like the echo in the mountain. You want it to get louder. You want it to resonate everywhere. You want it to be heard. Not necessarily by your neighbors, okay? But you want this out there, so it's going to be spoken, so you want to be familiar with it, so that you're not having to hold the paper and be, you want to be all monotone and all. No, have feeling. If it's important to you, have feeling. Be passionate about what you want, okay? Really important. If you're all mundane and you're just reading these words across here, guess what? Powers be out there going to be going, is they ever going to get done? Oh my God. Okay. No, you want to, oh, they really want this. Okay. So this is what you want to do. All right. Really important. Okay. So we've got our need. We've got our goal. We have set our intention. You know, we've been realistic about what it is that we're asking for. We've chosen what method we're going to use. We've chosen our ingredients that need to go into this, you know, spell work, however we're going to do this. We've chosen our spell, we've personalized it, or we've written it for ourselves, and then we're ready to do it. Right? Now, it is important for you to, you know, maybe get to where you can write your own. All right? But you've got to practice and you've got to learn, so it's good to start with the others. Just don't use them straight from the books. Okay, so now we're going to do our spell work. We have everything. Make sure, go over your list. Have your list with you. Okay, I've got my candles. I've got my cauldron. I've got my charcoal if you're burning herbs. I've got my herbs. I've got my paper here. It's got my spell work on it, all my chants, whatever. Okay, whatever all it is that you need. I'm in my place that I'm going to do all of this. My phone is turned off, left in the other room. Okay, over there. Because the last thing you want to do is you're into this and your phone starts ringing. Or it's chiming with Facebook messages or whoever messages or text messages or whatever it is, okay? You don't want to be interrupted when you're doing this. So, go. You live with other people? Okay, for the next 30 minutes or whatever, I need private time. I don't care. Unless the house is on fire, do not come knock on this door. Okay? Leave me alone. Everybody. Don't come listen outside the door. Don't be bugging me. Go away. My time. Okay? Make this important. All right? Just as important of anything else that you're doing, you need this focus time. All right? Make sure that you're not like half asleep. Oh, I got to get the spell done. Nope. Just wait. Do it on another day. Doesn't matter. This money spell, it says here, I'm supposed to do it on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. And if I don't do it now, but wait till next week. Or do it on another day. It's okay. Yeah? Something you need bad and you need it now and you don't want to wait till next week, do it. Wait till tomorrow. It's okay. Yeah. If you're trying to plan everything down to a planetary day, hour, whatever, then make sure that you've gotten your rest, you've gotten everything done because you're planning it from now till that day time everything comes up. Okay? So make sure you're rested. Make sure that you have it to where you're not going to be interrupted the whole thing. Otherwise, you're going to have however much longer before you can do it again. Okay? So if you're going to get that specific, make all preparations. And that includes your thirst, your hunger, your rest, your, solidarity, so that you're not being disturbed, all of that. Okay? So now, everything's set in place. We do our spell work. And our thought process is what? It will work. It is working. It has worked. Walk away. Okay? Clean up whatever you got to clean up. Let your candle burn. If it's one that's not in a jar, make sure that it's in a safe spot. And then if you don't have to clean up all your other stuff right now, don't. Just leave it. Otherwise, gather up. Leave your candle to burn. If it's a jar candle, you should have already had it in a safe spot. So leave it there. That's where it's going to be. Okay? Be sure to remember, though, the last thing at the end of your spell, and it harm none, so mote it be. Okay? So, yeah. So before you walk away, so we've done all of our spell work. We positive, everything is great, and it harm none, so mote it be. Now, Our thought process is, it will work. It is working. It has worked. And that's what we put out there. Okay? So, those few things right there are so important. And it harm none. So mote it be. It will work. It is working. It has worked. Okay? So do all of that and you will have great success with your spell work. All right? So follow this outline. Make you out an outline. Write it all down for every spell you want to do. Goes into your book of shadows. Write down what all your steps are, what you did, what the outcome was. It helps you to know if you need to go back and tweak something somewhere. Okay? I hope this helps you. And we'll get into some other things and another way to boost your spell work in the next video. So until the next time, everyone, have a wonderful and blessed day. If you'd like to buy me a copy, links in the description. And till I see you on the next video, blessed be.